Hello everyone and welcome to round 3 of the RRL GT3 Masters, the 8th edition of this epic sim racing championship is well underway now, and today we will be having a race at Zandvoort. Everything about that in just a few minutes. But before we head into all of the details for today, let's first have a look at our calendar for the rest of the season. So we've had the season opener at Silverstone, decided in the final lap of the race, and we had the second race at Misano, where the pole time was split between Bram de Preter and Michael Thomas. So a season as close as ever, with two very clean first laps and great racing throughout. But the season is far from over. 6 more rounds to go, and today we traveled from Italy to the Netherlands to Zandvoort for our first sprint race weekend of the season, which means we will be having 2 races tonight, a 30-minute race followed by a 60-minute race, both preceded by a qualifying session. No mandatory pit stops, and to throw a couple of spanners in the works, some unpredictable rainy, cloudy, sunny weather. Um, the practice server has proven that the weather can be very unpredictable, and almost no drivers are expecting any optimum track settings throughout these sessions. So we'll have to see who can keep their heads cool and who can keep their tires on the track for what is essentially 90 minutes of racing and 2 qualifying sessions. So a lot of competitive sessions coming up in the next, let's say, 2 hours, 2 hours and a half of streaming. Now, first of all, if you enjoy this stream, feel free to give it a like and subscribe to the channel to be notified of any future live streams or videos. And without further ado, we'll have a look at the current championship standings before heading into the Zandvoort race. It is Michael Thomas with a commanding lead in the Drivers' Championship after a P1 in Silverstone and P2 behind Bram de Preter in Misano. Bram that way had a suboptimal Silverstone and redeemed himself in Misano, is now in P2, but already 39 points behind, and then quite closely followed by Cliff Bulke with Marvin Meckenberg 1 point behind, Sven Meckenberg 3 further points behind. Then it's Wouter Billen, Damien de Grasse, Kevin Rowlands, Rob Taplin, David Dore to round off the top 10. And then, as from this round, you will also see the 2 other classes being finalized. So it's Radek Pavlacek actually in the silver class leading the way. Florian Kutz was promoted to the pro class after the first 2 rounds. Xander Huizing is in the second spot for the silver class, and it's Tommy Kosonen in silver as well, 2 points behind Xander Huizing. And then for the Amateur Cup, it's Stefan Vierloos with 30 points in first spot, 22nd overall. Mike Landreth is in 27th. He has 22 points. And Richard Venema is in 29th overall, third in his class with 19 points. So everything still to play for, and we have a dropped round kicking in after this round. So next time around when we see the standings, a dropped round will be coming into effect where a driver will essentially drop their worst result. So if you don't show up for a race, you drop 0 points. If you finish all of the races, you will drop your worst result. That gives the opportunity for any absences for one race or any technical issues causing you to disqualify or disconnect. In the Teams Championship, it is Speculacious in the lead, 285 points for the Meckenberg brothers. Intense Racing is behind them already by quite a margin. David Dore and Cliff Bulke, and then NSN Racing, that's the Keizer and the Pretre, are only 5 points behind them. And then the Nations Cup, that's something that still needs to evolve, obviously, as for the rest of the championships as well. But currently it's Canada with one driver, Damien de Grasse, in the lead, followed by Belgium with 9 drivers in second, and Austria with 1 driver in third position. Of course, before we head into the action and some livery launch week presentations, we have to thank our sponsors, which are SimLab, offering us a very nice prize pool to split among Drivers' Championship and Commitment, which we value a lot here at RRLeagues, and then also the race app vouchers that we received that were handed to the teams participating in Livery Launch Week. More on that in just a few seconds. And then also the community itself is offering 2 GT World Championship tickets to the team's champions, together with some t-shirts for also all of the class winners and the Ironman winners. And talking about Livery Launch Week, I had given some time to those last week as well, but unfortunately the first half of that stream did not come through. I'm going to check if it is right now. Yeah, seems like it is, so that's good. And we will be having a look at some of the livery launches that took place mid of August, where everybody could reveal their car choice, which was not mandatory to disclose before that time, and any custom liveries that were created. And this is, I think, the 3rd or 4th time that we are implementing this, and it gets nicer and nicer every time. Everybody does what they can, what they do best, be it with images, voiceovers, text, videos, etc. So I'll try to show off some of the team's work over the course of the next 6 streams. And we'll start with the ones that opened the livery launch week, which were Team 77. Let me quickly check. That was on the 12th of August at 7 p.m. They revealed they would be driving the Lexus. It's Simon Fillingham and Ralph Arella, one of the longest standing and teams with the most accolades within the community. And here is their livery launch week presentation video.
For a team steeped in RRL tradition, who have amassed the community's greatest accolades, this most anticipated series should not pass without adulation. A trail so treacherous calls for an effort most Herculean as we embark on this journey that defines our destiny. Our faithful presence at this, the pinnacle of competition, where gladiators rise when the call for judgment is made, hardened and accustomed through past demeanours to the impending war. And for our brave souls a cherished chariot comes calling. The lauded Lexus launches into the limelight, leaner, meaner, and baring teeth to strike their fear in ya. Our old ally whose tones resonate through the walled corridors, and whose contours turn the heads of our fiercest rivals. New liveries adorn the old-timers from season 58. A distinguished deep purple drapes decadently over the 76, whilst our highly decorated general retains his splendour in royal blue and the iconic 77 plate. Yet bravado alone will not conquer all that stands in our path. Discipline, decisiveness, composure, and not least speed are all attributes our pilots need in abundance to survive, as a Masters field is seldom easy pickings. So behold this resurrected paradigm of pleasure, ready and waiting to devour all that lies before it. Will Arella get 11, be in top step heaven? Ladies and gentlemen, Team 77.
So a very nice video by Team 77, the purple 76 car for Cy Fillingham, and the 77 blue accent car is for Ralph Arella. They've had some nice results already in the first two rounds, and we'll follow them around today as well as always. Now, the next team that did their presentation was Alpha Simsport, a new team comprising of Hannah Song, which was our AM Cup winner last year around, or last season. And she is joined by her new teammate Iridios Partes, new to the community, but they are sporting a very nice livery, and I will let the images speak for themselves. Enjoy. So a great intro to Hannah Song and Iridios Partes. They've had some good action already as well in the opening two rounds. The black livery with the very colorful accents really jumps out, and the car chose the Porsche, also pretty unique in this field of cars. And then I will leave you with one more team presentation, and then we will head into the first qualifying session of tonight. And this presentation was for There we go. You did not hear anything during the Pannonia Racing Team presentation. I can repeat what I said, of course, but let's see. Should be all good, I think. Anyway, we will be joining the race server now, and qualifying is underway. I can tell you that we have 29 drivers on the grid. A couple of sick drivers, unfortunately, but qualifying is almost starting, so we are just in time. So quickly adding to what I said during the Pannonia Racing Team presentation, they provided some images, and well, Robert Horvat has been racing under this team flag for a couple of years now, on and off, mostly together with his teammate uh, Peter Abelovsky. But this year, his fellow Hungarian Szabolcs Albertini is joining him in the Lexus, and yeah, what better place to present your Japanese-inspired car than at Suzuka and in the showroom. And so this time around, it is Bram de Pretre joining the track in first position. Last two rounds, that honor was for Michael Thomas, but not anymore. Bram was first on the server and will be running smoothly. Let me know if the stream is okay for everybody, because YouTube is telling me that it's not doing too well, but OBS is not telling me any different. So seems to be all good from my side. I'll pump up the game audio a bit, and then we can get stuck into this qualifying session. As I said, 29 drivers on the grid, a couple of sick drivers today. I myself was sick yesterday as well, unfortunately, but back in the land of the living here today. No new names. Oh yes, sorry, it's example, Dirk Wight's teammate. He has joined his first race of the season, so nice to see that, and let's see what they can do. Yeah. So let's go on board in the helmet cam with Bram de Pretre. Already passed Tarzan Bocht, and we've seen some ridiculous amounts of laps driven here around this track by especially the Speculacious team, the Mackenberg brothers. But it was Bram de Pretre who was by far the quickest at the moment, and at the moment it's also dry for this 15-minute qualifying session. Normally we have 20 minutes, but for this sprint race weekend it's a little bit shorter, and so the track can get quite busy. Let's have a look at the track map. Yeah, finding some open spots is doable, of course, but it is a challenge. Thanks, Dave and Jesse. I'll get my split times up as well. Keep you updated on everything that goes around or goes on around Zandvoort as Bram de Pretre hits the sand as well. That's his first banker lap, 1:36.0. Now let me check his fastest lap time. During the practice sessions, that was a 1:34.6. Now, of course, the track is green, but Michael Thomas, Marvin Mackenberg, and Ralph Varela have already surpassed his time. Michael Thomas with a 35.3 now. So let's go for some shots there. Who is improving at the moment? Sven Mackenberg. And the Lexus looked quite good here around Zandvoort. So as you can see, Marvin Mackenberg, Ralph Varela, Max Bayer, all within the top 5 now, but the gaps are pretty big. We saw at Misano, if I'm not mistaken, the top 20, no, top 14, I think, within 1 second. Might have been a bit more, so that was quite close. But we see Michael Thomas improving on his own lap time at the moment, and Sven Mackenberg as well. He will improve and jump up, probably up to around P5. Let's see. Cross the line up to P2 even. Oh, very nice final sector for Sven Mackenberg. And so it's BMW versus 3 Lexuses. Then Dore puts his Mustang in 5th position. And Rob Taplin is going quickly and is using all of the road, and he is also in a Lexus. So you must take into account that everybody probably has a sort of compromised setup, taking into account wet weather that might come during these races. But everybody's now improving. The track is rubbering in. Cliff Bulke is improving by half a second. Xander Huizing as well. Rob Taplin. Doesn't have too long to go anymore, and he will jump up to around P5 normally. Not the best final sector, but yeah, P5 indeed. Michael Thomas, 35.1, has improved, and he has the best first, best second sector, and also the best final sector. So purple times all around as Bram de Pretre ekes a bit closer. And example in 12th position. So good outing for him. So far in the Porsche, his teammate Dirk Wacht is in the pit lane, so not participating in the qualifying session for now. And at the top, there's no improvements. Oh, but there is Kevin Rowlands. Where is he on the track? He's about half a minute left on the clock, but he is improving. lost a bit of time there in that section, and let's have a look. Only 3 AM Cup drivers on the server today, and currently it's Ruud Dennis in 25th position leading the way. He is 3/10 in front of Stefan Vierloos, and Dirk Weigt is in 3rd spot. Kevin Rowlands in 5th position. Let's see, David Dore in the Mustang doing well and out qualifying his teammate for the moment. Where is Cliff Bilke? 16th. So he hasn't been able to put a great lap together yet, I must say. And in the Silver Cup, Xander Huizing has jumped in front of Radek Pavlacek, putting 2 pro drivers in between them. And David Dore improves once again. So now my timing screen is mostly red. No, a bit further down. Bartesh, we saw their team's presentation. Here is the Alpha Sim Sport 195 driver. Is improving, and his closest rival, Olivier Kouwenberg, behind, was also improving, but he lost it in the final turn, I think. Yeah, he will not be improving. Bartesh possibly on for an improvement and could jump some drivers. Times are quite close there, around the top 20. But losing time here in that final bit of the circuit. And he remains in 23rd. Let's see. Yeah, let's have a look at Cliff Bilke. Oh, just caught him at the wrong time, pushing very hard. 14th is not where he wants to be. And he luckily has enough time to try again. Xander Huizing was also quite improving quite well. And here Huma, the only Austrian on the grid, he rounds off the top 10. Our current champion, reigning champion Max Bayer, is in 11th spot in the Lexus. Now, can anyone get close to Michael Thomas? Because yeah, the current gap is very, very big for this qualifying session. As I said, the track is green. It's tough for everyone. Yeah, Paul, we use the LFM BOP. So, and indeed, didn't catch that, but Example and Fillingham have the exact same time, 16th and 17th position. Let's have a look. Fillingham improving slightly, Example improving just a little bit more. And if anyone wants to help me with how to pronounce Example's name, all help is welcome. But at the moment, he is improving, so and he is in front of Fillingham as well. Now, let's see. At the front, top 5 is improving ever so slightly. But also Michael Thomas, so nothing to worry about for him. The times are quite close. I think it was a top 22 last time around that was within 1 second, because this grid is a little bit more spread out, and already we have top 17 within 1 second. Example across the line, and he jumps to P12, so good job for him. Let's hope he can get a good first race for him and the team. And so let's see Oh, Marvin Meckenberg is on a flyer. Can he keep this final sector together? He is in with a shot for pole. Gets it turned in. Gets a bit of a toe there from the Grizzly Racing, and he jumps into P1, 23 thousandths of a second in front of Michael Thomas, who is not improving anymore, albeit, no, he's 2 tenths down and aborting his lap, so that's qualifying over for Michael Thomas, unless he gets going right away. Ooh, that's gonna be very close, 135 for a lap. No, I don't think he will make it around the track anymore, so Thomas, I don't think will be a challenge for pole position, but Marvin Meckenberg's brother, Sven, might be. And Bram de Pretre, he's a bit too far off, but the track is rubbering in, and I think Michael Thomas really missed an opportunity to take advantage of the best grip levels here. Here is, oh, that's gonna be an invalid lap, I fear. And not a good start to his next lap either for Sven. But we'll see. We'll see. Bram de Pretre then. He goes across the line. Where does he end up? He jumps up to third position. 2 tenths down. And everybody is improving. It's a bit tough to follow now, but Rob Taplin is in his final sector. Max Bayer will finish his lap and he will jump up to P8. And Rob Taplin, he's on a small improvement. And Cliff Bilke in 15th position so far and not improving at the moment. He has a bit of time left. No, he doesn't. Nope. Cliff Bilke will start the race in 15th or lower, I fear. And so we'll see. The timer hits 0. Everybody can finish off their laps. Is there any setup for drama? Pavlacek has taken pole position in the Silver Cup. He is in 10th, but Xander Huizing is improving. And I keep an eye out on the top drivers. But here's Pavlacek. No, sorry, here's Huizing, sorry. And he invalidates his lap, so no improvements for him. Anyone improving? Yeah, Robert Horvat is still going. He's still aiming to improve, and improve massively even. He will jump up the order if he can keep a tidy last sector. And also Olivier Kouwenberg is improving by 4 tenths, so that could move him up quite a lot of places. Robert Horvat will be close to the top 10. There he goes. P10 it is for Robert Horvat, but it's Marvin Meckenberg taking pole position in front of Michael Thomas. Lost out on that final top grip lap, and Sven Meckenberg, his teammate, is right behind him on the grid. P3, Bram de Pretre will be in P4. Now everybody will get their setups ready, and we'll see the track at the moment. Looks like it will be staying dry for the first race. That will be a 30-minute race around Zandvoort. Then we go right back into a qualifying session and a 60-minute race to follow. So no mandatory pit stops for these races, but the weather can always change. The track has evolved too fast during this session, and it looks like the rain was there in the morning just before the qualifying session started, but it dried out, and now the track is evolving to dry. It looks like it will be staying dry for just a little while. We'll see if race 2 will be the same. So the Lexus is doing quite well. P1, P3, P5. And everybody getting ready. Let's see who I could talk with during the formation lap. We have the always present and willing Mackenberg brothers, and I'll talk to them in just a bit. And where did Cy Fillingham end up? P14, and behind example. Now, let me quickly check because I have to be honest, I forgot his first name, but I have it here somewhere. Rafael, okay, right. And unfortunately, Nigel Wood not joining us tonight, stuck in traffic. So it's a bit of a tough one. Normally the grid should be around 35 or more, but not today. Sickness and technical difficulties can always throw some teams off. So on the left hand side we have Marvin Mackenberg. In the pink and purple BMW it's Michael Thomas, and then behind it is Sven Mackenberg, and the yellow Ferrari of Bram de Pretre. And it's Ralph Arella with a very good qualifying session, and Kevin Rowlands for the third row of the grid. Let's quickly jump into the team's channel of Team Speculations and talk about their expectations for the race. Hey, good evening, Marvin. Good evening, Sven. Congrats on the pole position and a good third spot as well.
Thanks. Actually, we are both completely unhappy with our laps.
How it should be.
There's always time to find.
Yeah, especially on a green and evolving track. So, but the Lexus looks good around the track. You confident you could keep Michael behind?
I'm not confident to keep him behind on pace, but Zandvoort is extremely difficult to overtake on. So if I don't do any mistakes, I should stay ahead, but you know, it's not always that easy.
No, for sure. You, Sven, any role you can play there, you think?
Probably not.
All right. Guys, good luck, and let's hope for a clean first lap like the first 2 rounds.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So, Mackenberg brothers, indeed, talking about difficulty of passing here around Zandvoort, which is very, very true, but it's also very, very easy. All right, thanks, Paul. I thought so, but I know some German, but it's not always that easy. So, yeah, we'll see how we go. We have 29 drivers on the grid, and Xander Huizing took eventual pole position, and I don't see Radek Pavlacek on the grid anymore. But for now, let's focus on the race start. Maybe from the helicam. That will give us the best overview of these nice liveries and whether Team Speculations. Well, looks like both Thomas and De Pretre were out of place there. I'm not sure if they would get a penalty, but very, very tight there indeed. And there we go. We're off, but both Mecklenburg brothers losing positions and Sven losing even more positions. So let's have a quick look further down the field. Looks like it is close but clean. Oh, bit of bumping there with the PRT Lexus, but the rest is going well and we go forward. Where is our race leader? Sven Mecklenburg is not our race leader, but he is just in front of David Torres, so drop back all the way to 7th position. Here he is, Thomas, Marvin Mecklenburg and Bram de Pretre, and Michael Thomas and Bram taking advantage, let's say, of their placement and the rules of the game allowing them to be in front at the start and really taking the advantage, but it's very, very close. So it's Thomas from Mecklenburg, De Pretre, Rollins at Bayer, Sven Mecklenburg in 6th, and Arella, Dore Horvat and Paul Heron for the top 10. Sven de Wulf is in 13. And there we go. Now it's money time for Marvin Mecklenburg to see if he can get past. And let's have a look a bit further down the grid. Turn 1 for lap 2 is always a tough one as well. As we have, that's Cliff Bulke together with Sven Hekke. And Hekke keeping his line. And behind is there is Sven Hekke. Sven de Wulf right in front. Oh, very, very tough indeed. Let's go on board with Hekke on the outside of de Wulf in the Mustang. Cliff Bulke gets up into 3rd spot. Yeah, indeed. Rain coming up in 30 minutes, so that will be hit and miss, but not really. I don't think it will really impact this race, but it will impact the qualifying session and the race 2, which is 1 hour in length, so we might possibly see some strategy coming into play there. We'll see. Indeed, very, very closely. Let's have a look at the track map. There's nobody really lagging behind, so that's good. That means that we had a good start. Ian Paskin is currently in last position, and Dirk Weigt, I think he didn't qualify for the race, so started all the way from the back, but made his way already up into P25. So Weigt and Xompel are actually running nose to tail now. Xompel trying to go around the outside of Dennis and keeping it clean and tidy and making the move. Very nice by Rafael. And in the front, Michael Thomas. Looks like he is able to build a gap. He's outside of that 1 second. But Kevin Rowlands and Bram de Pretre, that's another story. It's a short and spicy race, so you need to really push the tires, take everything that you can out of them, because you don't have any long stints to make up for lost time in the beginning. So it's pushing from beginning to end. Rob Taplin with Tino de Munk. That's Yellow Bull Racing. And Tino Domingue going through or defending. Not sure if he was in front, but in any case, Yellow Bull Racing, as I told in the last streams as well, decided to form a team at the Spa 24 hours where they met each other, Sven de Wilf and Tino Domingue, so always nice. Now there, Sven Hecke, teammate of Radek Pavlacek, who dropped out it seems. Yeah, don't see him anywhere on the grid, or do I? 21st. So I missed him on the formation lap, but anyway, not in the lead of the Silver Cup anymore. That's Alexander Huizing. He is in 11th spot. Here he is for DSR Netherlands. And Roland's keeping the pressure on the Prêtre. Arella also keeping the pressure on Sven Mackenberg. And I guess there will be some talk about the starting procedure with the stewards after the race, because yeah, that looked a bit unfair, to be honest. But of course, everybody is looking at that widget and taking advantage as much as possible of it. So maybe the Mackenberg brothers were just a bit too honest there, or too late to recover those lost meters. We see Stefan Vierloos right behind Dirk Weigt. So Weigt really moving up the order together with his teammate. And he is now in front of this group with Vierloos and Cy Fillingham in 25th. Oh, Vierloos showing the Lambo's nose. Let's go on board with Cy Fillingham for this one. See how this plays out. The mighty sounds of the Lexus. Whoa, big slide there for Cy. But this battle keeps going, and Cy keeping a tight line. This will help him. The straight line speed of the Lexus as well. Wow, big swerve there for Stefan Vierloos, and he spins out. Don't think there was any contact there. That's a position gained for Cy Fillingham. Now let's have a look back. There's Michael Thomas, there is Marvin Mackenberg, so that gap quite big already. Well, big, 1.8 seconds after 10 minutes. That's not too big of a difference, but nothing Marvin can work with right now. He needs to get closer, and Bram de Pretre has a whole pack of cars behind him. Kevin Rowlands is the closest, but Max Bayer, Sven Mackenberg, Ralph Arella, all right there. So here they are on main straight. maybe the closest battle on the track here. Bartes and Rob Taplin. And the whole gaggle of cars behind him. With the Munk, Pavlacek. Very nice battles here, and yeah, as Team Speculation said, difficult to pass here if you keep your car on the correct spot on the track. So this part here of the track is where there are most opportunities. A couple of different lines for different cars. Example, really joining in on the fun. Let's quickly go on board with him for some Porsche sounds, always nice. So far, Dirk Weicht, as I said, didn't qualify, but he's well in the lead of the AM Cup right now. So taking some good points haul for now, or of course for this race it's half points and the next race as well, but Kevin Rowlands, let's have a quick look here. What a big slide there for Bram de Preter. Can Kevin Rowlands take advantage? Oh, small touch there for the two, but they keep it on the track. Can Bram defend? And Bayer is right there to pounce. Kevin has the inside line for the chicane. They will go side by side once again. Very nice battle. And Bram de Preter keeps the position. Oh, it started with a big slide 5-6 corners ago. That gives Thomas and Mackenberg a bit of breathing space, but behind de Preter it's very, very close. And here comes Sven Mackenberg. Can he make the pass on Max Bayer? Goes deep into Tarzan Bocht and seems to make the move stick, but no, Max Bayer is right there on the inside. Sven needs to try again, and now he's passed. Now he's in front. Gets it stopped and makes the move. Nice move there up into P6. Or P5 now, sorry, P5. And Cliff Bilke as well, chasing down the Silver Cup leader, Xander Huizing. He's in P12, his teammate David Victoria P8 right behind, in that group behind Bram de Preter. Oh, and that will give some spicy battles as well, but this battle here as well is oh so close behind Iridios Partes. And Hannah Song is not too far back either, so great racing by everyone here. I need to go to this battle again. Rowlands going for another move, putting de Preter under pressure. But it's oh so difficult to pass, especially here through this first sector. You really need to place your car perfectly in order to make a pass. There we are. The track is now optimum, but the rain is coming. How hard will it be? Will it affect the end result of the race? Marvin Mackenberg still only 2.8 seconds back, so not a massive pace gap, but lost out. And indeed, Yellow Bull Racing not doing too bad. Here we go. Into the chicane for Kevin Rowlands. A bit of a tap there. Can Bram go for the inside line? No, he can't. So that's Kevin Rowlands up into the podium spots. He's now leading this gaggle of cars. Now let's go a bit further back. Although the Predator has to defend from Sven Mackenberg, which he does. And who's at the back of that pack? It's Robert Horvat, yeah, indeed. So that's Rowlands, De Preter, Mackenberg, Bayer, Arella, Dore, and Horvat. And only quite a small gap. We saw Xander Housing there in the background, so also he is not too far behind. If you like the racing, feel free to share the stream. Sorry, give it a like, subscribe if you want to be notified of any future live streams. We are live every 2 weeks with the RRLeagues GT3 Masters for the upcoming months. So still 5 races left to go after this one. Plenty of action. And look at how close this is. It's not for the lead, but oh my god, it's oh so close and oh so difficult, I think, to keep those concentration levels, especially here around this track. If you're behind someone so closely, especially here in this final sector, going a bit too wide is oh so easy. But let's give the guys a bit further back some screen time as well. They are in an equally enthralling battle. Bartish, De Munk, example, Pavlacek. 4-way battle here for P17. Pavlacek goes for the inside line. For example, doesn't bite. And even a bit further down as well, here is Dirk Weigt, Cy Fillingham, Albertini, Heron. All 4 covered by under 2 seconds. So actually, Prosecco Performance having some great racing here today. Dirk Weigt didn't have the season openers that he would have hoped, I think, but right now he's doing quite well. And Ian Baskin and Olivier Kouwenberg are in the pits, unfortunately. Ruud Dennis is on the track, but a couple of laps back, so not really sure what happened there, but as you can see here, also for P22, it's a big battle. And Kevin Rowlands really seems to have the pace over Bram de Pretre. That gap already opened up. That's maybe mostly because Bram has to look in his rearview mirrors, and it's all bunching up. Xander Huizing 2.9 behind now of this group. the battle of the Lexuses. There's at least one on the podium for now. And Robert Horvat has really joined this pack there in the Pannonia Racing Team Lexus. So great to see. And the gap for the Silver Cup between Xander Huizing and Sven Hecke is really small. Sven can see Xander, I think. Ah, no, he's a bit further back. He's about 5 seconds back. It's Michael Huma. And look at this. Xander Huizing battling it out with Cliff Bulke. Can Cliff Bulke get through? Yes, he can. Very nice pass. Almost gets it done. Now Xander needs to keep his eye on the prize here. To see Huma has to lift out of the throttle to not rear end Xander. There's just no way past if you have a better exit. You need to have a lot better exit to try and get alongside. His teammate Kevin Rowlands for Windward Racing, a real racing team. He's in P3, so far a good result for Windward Racing in the Mercedes, the only two Mercedes on the grid. Oh, and Mercedes late on the brakes, it seems. So let's have a look how this battle looks like from Robert Horvat's perspective. He has Dora in front with Arella, Bayer, Mackenberg and De Pretre. And we only have 7.5 minutes left on the clock. And rain will be increasing. So I'm going to quickly check the timings for this race. So the next race is actually on the next day. So this race is Saturday 12 o'clock. Race 2 is Sunday at 8 o'clock in the evening. So we will have some evening racing as well. So the weather that we see here coming up is not necessarily indicative of what we will see for race 2. I'm pretty sure we will not see the rain for race 1. We'll see for race 2. It's still oh so close throughout the whole field. Have a look at the track map. Top 3 have a healthy gap, but then you have this whole pack coming across the finish line right now. And it's oh so close. Oh, and it's getting feisty there up the front, but Bram keeps it tidy. Oh, but goes... he's losing a bit of concentration, it seems, but for the moment, he can keep it clean. And Cliff Bulke, he got past Xander Huizing, and he's now very eager to join this pack for the final 5 minutes of this race. He has a 2.5 second gap to close, but that's not impossible with these guys battling so hard, being so close together. They are losing time. You can see that. I mean, yeah, Rowlands is already 5 seconds up the road from De Pretre. So you can see the straight line speed of the Lexus really doing its job. Let's see once again on main straight if Sven Mackenberg can challenge Bram de Pretre. It's, as I said, 4 minutes left on the clock, so if you don't do it now, you won't see any points benefit from that. But he gets closer, 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 closer. But not close enough. And oh, in the back, Arella almost loses out. Trying to defend, attack Max Bayer. Almost got passed by David Dore. And our heli cameraman doing a great job showing us this action. And let's have a look further back. Pavlacek is still behind Iridius Partes. Cy Fillingham made his way up into P22. He's there with Tino de Munk. So the gaps here a little bit bigger. But Yellow Bull Racing for now, P21 and P15, not too bad. They are, let me see, 15th in the team's championship right now. But that can all change very, very quickly. And here we go again on main straight. And again, there we go. Late braking. Trying to keep it around the outside, but it's very, very difficult. Not too many chances now. Paul Heron is actually also in a very close battle as he goes wide, hits the barriers, but luckily he can keep it going. But there will be no opportunity for him, at least at the end of this main straight. Here we are. Kevin Rowlands will be very happy to have gotten in front of this pack, because these guys are battling hand over fist, and it is, of course, slowing them down. It would have been just a short shower, it seems, because in 30 minutes it will return to dry. So we'll see. And indeed, the leader is on the final lap. So one more opportunity for Sven Mackenberg. Let's go on board through the final turn. Can he make the move stick? Oh, big overspeed there. And again, Bram able to defend and able to get outside of that overlap. Some good defending from him. And a bit further back. It is David Dore and Xander Huizing. Seems like he will take the Silver Cup win. Oh, he got passed by Rob Taplin just now. But not to worry, P13 would be his. But here we have... and there comes the rain. There comes the rain, and it's pretty heavy, even. But Michael Thomas, one corner left to do. Tippy-toeing around, as you can see, with the wipers on. But he takes a nice win here at Zandvoort after a great positioning at the start. Takes the win here at Zandvoort, and Marvin Mackenberg in second spot. Kevin Rowlands will finish in third. There he is. Bram de Pretre, yeah, in 4th position, and it's Marvin Mackenberg, Max Bayer, Ralph Arella, David Dore, Robert Horvat, Cliff Bulke as well joining the fun, Michael Huma, Rob Taplin, Xander Huizing taking the win, and Sven Hecke was right behind him. 2nd spot, and Sven de Wilf 3rd spot in the Silver Cup. Good result for him. Tommy Kosonen in 16th. Radek Pavracek in 17th. Iridius Partis 18th. Sompel 19th. Hannah Song 20th position. Tino de Munk 21st position. Cy Fillingham 22nd. Dirk Weicht 23rd. Paul Heron in 24th. Stefan Vierloos in 25th. Albertini, Dennis will finish the race. Paskin and Kaunberg were in the pit lane already, so that's the final result of the race. And as you could see, of course, only half an hour, but everybody looks like on the same lap, except for those final few drivers who had been in the pits. But a very nice result indeed. Now, as the session moves over to our next qualifying session for race 2, which will be 1 hour, and we'll have to see what kind of weather Zandvoort brings for that. I think it is time to have a quick look at another one of those teams' presentations, right? And for that, we have a team's presentation made for useless racers, and that is actually for this season. It's Paul Heron and Stefan Vierloos. We saw them driving the Lamborghini, and let's have a quick look at their presentation.
Welcome everybody, won't you gather around and listen to my story whilst I break it down. Cause GT Masters has plenty of aces. Well, that ain't us, we're useless racers. So last time out it was Skinny and Rob, were both doing a somewhat mediocre job. Now Rob has chosen to live the solo dream, with Stefan stepping up from our satellite team. Here we are, we're useless racers, never been no podium takers. Trying our best, that's just a fact, but we always end up somewhere near the back. So say hello to our little team. It's useless racers on your TV screen. So who are these guys I'm talking about? Well, Skinny's a trump with a thirst like a trout, but he's been racing before GPL was released. But at nigh on 50, he's almost deceased. And that just leaves the young Stefan, the self-proclaimed Max Verstappen fan. So please take care in that braking zone. He might swerve around like he's on his own. Here we are, we're useless racers, never been no podium takers. Trying our best, that's just a fact, but we always end up somewhere near the back. So say hello to our little team. It's useless racers on your TV screen. Chosen the Lambo once again, with Stefan this time with the doodle pen. We think she looks real nice in gold and blue. She'll look real nice in your rear mirror too. Here we are, we're useless racers, never been no podium takers. Trying our best, that's just a fact, but we always end up somewhere near the back. So say hello to our little team. It's useless racers on your TV screen. Here we are, we're useless racers, never been no podium takers. Trying our best, that's just a fact, but we always end up somewhere near the back. So say hello to our little team. useless racers on your TV screen.
So that was the team presentation of Useless Racers, Stefan Vierloos and Paul Heron. But last time around, and I'll show you some images as well. Last time around, Useless Racers was so as I was saying, in the background we have a qualifying session going on, and we saw some images from the Useless Racers liveries and Never Say Never, which was actually Rob Taplin being the inspiration for that, and then Bram de Pretre and Amadeo de Keizer sporting their yellow Ferrari livery, also running under the NSN banner. So nice presentations from them as well. And in the meantime, the qualifying session is underway, so we will have a look at that. I will get in my timings, and it's again, as you can see, a 15-minute qualifying session, so a bit shorter. And who is out first? Looks like, yeah, it is Bram de Pretre, and the track is dry, it is optimum, it is cold, so we will see some very, very quick times probably for this qualifying session. It is a bit later in the evening, 8 o'clock to be precise. So everybody now on their first few, or almost starting their first few laps, or finishing even, sorry. Bram will set the benchmark for this qualifying session right here. .134.9, that's quicker than last time around. Now, who can get close to that time? We will have to see. Cy Fillingham is currently 1 second down, and Michael Thomas immediately goes quicker, 34.5, 4/10 quicker than Bram de Pretre. So Cy being 1 second down on Thomas is nothing to be ashamed of. Showing that purple 77 livery in the Lexus, their much beloved Lexus. And let's see if Sai can get into the top 20 during the race, I should say, because he's had some bad starts, bad luck at the starts of the races in not only this season but last season as well. So we'll have to see where he ends up. But De Pretre not letting this one go. He is improving. He is in the final sector of his lap. Can he snatch back provisional pole from Michael Thomas? Already 5 minutes gone, and he takes provisional pole 50 thousandths of a second in front of Michael Thomas. This will be again an epic battle for pole position. Can the Mackenberg brothers get close again? Maybe the temperatures and the track conditions are a bit too good for them, let's say. They were thriving in these greener, faster conditions in the last qualifying session, and today or now it's a bit different. Don't go away, Mike. There's another race coming up, and it will be just as thrilling. And Marvin Mackenberg again gets within 1/10 of a second of both De Pretre and Thomas. Dore once again up into P4, so doing very, very well. And Pavlacek, let's give him some time, because he was in pole position in the Silver Cup, but then somehow he ended up a lot further down. And I don't know what happened there, to be honest. Everybody is now improving, so you will see a lot of switching back and forth. But Bram de Pretre, for one, he is improving massively. Well, massively. Almost 3/10. That's not nothing. And Michael Thomas is improving even more. So there it is from Bram de Pretre, 34.2. And here comes Thomas as well in the final sector. Keeps it on the track. As Bayer goes second, what will Thomas do? He will jump up into P1, 38 thousandths of a second in front of De Pretre. This is a real back and forth. And Marvin Mackenberg slotting in between the tiniest of margins. And well, De Pretre is still having the best first and second sector, but the final sector was a bit quicker for Michael Thomas. That's where he made that small difference. Now let's see. Yeah, as I said, Pavlacek again in the lead of the Silver Cup. Fillingham now currently in third. And for the AM Cup, it is currently Ruud Dennis currently in the pits, but he is going strong. Example, he's in 12th position and just jumped up into P9. Just caught that. David Dore, he's in his first sector still, slightly improving. And Cy Fillingham, he is in the final sector and he is improving massively. So can he keep it together in this final sector? Yes, he can. Oh, this will be a big jump up for Cy Fillingham. Yes, he keeps it under control and he will jump up. You look where he ends up, P8. P8 for Cy Fillingham. Great session for him so far. In front of his teammate by a couple of hundredths of a second, but still. And who is improving as well? Huizing and Taplin. Let's have a look. Taplin only half a minute into his lap, but he is already 6/10 up on his own time. And also Huizing half a second, 6/10 up on his time. Let's go to Huizing because he's finishing up his lap. Getting a bit of a toe, and he will jump up to P8. P8 in front of Fillingham. So what a battle there for the Silver Cup, as the front runners are not really trading any blows anymore. And here's Rob Taplin into the chicane. He is improving as well in the Pro class, together with Sven Hecke. Sven Hecke in the Mustang for horsepower, improving quite a bit as well. So here comes Taplin. He will P7, P8, let's see. P6, P6 for him. Very nice result there for Rob Taplin. And Dirk Weigt is as well improving. Let's give him some airtime. Having some good laps here. His teammate is in P12, so how far up can he get? Thomas, Mackenberg and de Pretre are improving ever so slightly, but the margins are very, very small, so we have to keep an eye on that. And Hannah Song as well. Let's have a quick look at Hannah Song. She's just in front, I think, of, yeah, just in front of Dirk Weigt, so we'll catch them both. Dirk has lost a bit of time in his sector, but Hannah Song, she will improve. The gap to the front is a bit bigger for her. She will maybe jump 1 or 2 positions. But especially now, it is actually Sven Hecke. Where are you? There. Hecke in the final sector, improving together with Bulke. Oh, lost it. Unfortunately, can the other Mustang do better? Cliff will improve up to P9, just behind his teammate. So we're nearing the end of this session once again. Ian Paskin in P28 now. He's up almost half a second. Where can he end up? But more crucially, Sven Mackenberg on board. Let's see into the final section. Oh, that looks very, very smooth indeed. But the timing sheet says otherwise. Bit of a slip up there and he will lose time. Can he gain a position? 1, he will, yes. But Marvin Mackenberg still has a bit of ways to go, but he is currently on for provisional pole. Keeps it tidy as well. Oh, this is a good lap for Marvin Mackenberg. Can he take pole once again? And I'm pretty sure he will not make the same mistake again on the race start. So he will take pole position provisionally, more than a tenth up on Thomas and de Pretre, who are also both improving for the moment. Any other big improvers? Yeah, Paul Heron in P18. He is half a second up on his own time, and that would put him inside the top 10. So let's see. While I keep an eye out on the battle for pole position, Michael Thomas is improving ever so slightly. Is he behind? Yes, he is behind. Paul Heron. So we'll cut to him in just a bit. Paul Heron will jump into P9 for him. And here is Michael Thomas in the final turn. Can he snatch pole away from Marvin Mackenberg, or does he have to settle for second? Once again, he gets closer, but he doesn't take the pole and he doesn't go for another lap. So qualifying session over for Michael Thomas. Bram de Pretre, I think he might have one more lap in him. Yes, he starts another lap at least. Also Sven Mackenberg and Max Bayer will be starting another lap, and we will first check out Max Bayer. He's in the end of his lap. He's a bit further back and not improving massively, but he will actually put in the exact same time as he did just now. And then we go to Sven Mackenberg. He's the next one up. Yes, 3/10 to find. Which he won't, but he will get a bit quicker, a bit closer. Yes, indeed. And now Bram de Pretre has half a minute to go in his lap. But also Marvin Mackenberg is slightly improving. Now let's see, can Bram de Pretre get close enough? He needs 1.5 tenths. He's exactly at that right now, but loses it on the final turn, and I don't think he will be improving. No, he doesn't. Time slips away from him. Pushed just a little bit too hard, and then we'll give the accolades to Marvin Mackenberg, who will improve and put in a 33.990 to take the pole position once again here at Zandvoort. So that's your qualifying result done for Zandvoort. It's Mackenberg in front of Thomas de Pretre, Sven Mackenberg, Kevin Rowlands, Max Bayer, Radek Pavlacek taking the pole position in the Silver Cup. Rob Taplin splits him and Paul Heron. Then it's David Dore to round off the top 10. Ralph Arella, Xander Huizing in third spot for the Silver Cup. Cliff Bulke, Robert Horvat, Cy Fillingham, Rafael Xampel, Sven Hekken, Michael Huma, Iridius Partis, Tommy Kosunen, Sven de Wulf, and then leader for the AM Cup, Stefan Vierloos in the Useless Racers Lamborghini, Tino de Munk in 23rd position, Albertini 24th, Ian Paskin 25th, Ruud Dennis 26th, Hannah Song in 27th, Dirk Weigt in 28th, and Olivier Kouwenberg will start his BMW all the way from the back of the field. Here we have most of the field bunched up and waiting for this race to start. I did not pay attention to the weather forecast, but it was optimum and dry so far, and we will also race into the darkness, so plenty of challenges for the drivers. And there is the weather forecast, at least dry for the next 30 minutes. And now this can make a difference. I mean, do you expect rain and push on your set of dry tires? Or do you try to conserve them a bit in the earlier parts of the race to be good in that final 15 minutes of the race where, yeah, you will have a bit less pace. Surely we'll have to see how that pans out. Now, maybe some stories from the Discord chat. So one of the reasons Bram de Pretre was, or seemed like the cork in the bottle, was because he loaded his race 2 setup containing fuel for 60 minutes instead of 30 minutes of racing, and that made him a little bit slower so that everybody could actually keep up quite easily, but could not get past. Kevin Rowlands got past, but that was it, if I'm not mistaken. So good defensive driving from him to negate any negative impact from that mistake. 12 degrees it is as we head into the start, and last time around when Cy Fillingham did well in the qualifying session, I think it was last time around at Misano, I talked to him. I will not do that today. I will let him focus. I will also let Marvin and Sven focus on their races, and we'll see how the race start pans out this time. Can't imagine that Marvin will let the same happen as in race 1. And so here is our pole sitter for the second time today. And they will be lining up very shortly. It's again Meckenberg, Thomas, De Pretre. And again, Thomas is quite far ahead. But now it seems like at least Marvin is able to put his nose in front and make it a fair, clean, and even fight. Going around this bend, and we'll go back to our beloved helicam for the race start. Marvin is now ever so slightly in front, so he will have the possibility to defend. Oh, but the BMW is again off with a great start, and again he slots in front. Oh, that's a tough one. And De Pretre is able to fend off Sven Meckenberg, be it a little bit forcefully, but no big harm done. And the rest of the field, oh, big crash there in the back. Oh, and again, it's Cy Fillingham involved. How much bad luck can you have? He now waits for everybody to... Oh, God, I feel for Cy Fillingham. Anyway, let's get racing. 59 minutes left on the clock, and again, Michael Thomas able to get in front of Marvin Mackenberg for the race start, unfortunately. And I think Marvin is now hoping for a bit of a change in weather or track conditions. Pavlacek at least has kept his nose clean and remains in P8. He is followed by Paul Heron. Let's have a quick look. And David Torre and Paul Heron, that is for Silver Cup honors. So there goes Torre on Heron in the Lamborghini, and Torre goes through, small tap. Alexander Huizing says thank you very much and takes second spot in the Silver Cup class. Oh, that was a weird incident there for Heron. Lost a bit. Yeah, indeed. So the HUD is showing you where you can position your car, and you can take some liberties with that, take a little bit of advantage, but it was a lot closer here for race 2 than for race 1. We'll have to see what the stewards think about that. In any case, we can expect more of a charge by Bram de Preter. He's now used to this 60-minute setup, more than all of the others, so he should feel very comfortable and maybe try to get a pass. But that will be tough, of course. The straight line speed of the Lexus almost negates any passing opportunities, and the only real passing opportunity there is into turn 1 here, if the driver in front doesn't make any mistake. But Bram de Preter setting the fastest lap of the race, so that's a statement that he can go quick if he manages to get past Marvin Mackenberg. Let's have a quick look a bit further down. As you can see in the timing tower, everything still very close. 76. That is Cy Fillingham. He is just in front. Let's see. He is just in front of Sven de Wulf. So possibly the incident was between those two. We can have a quick look later on in the race if things calm down, but for now everything is still to play for. Ian Baskin, Alexander Huizing's teammate, unfortunately, no, sorry, that's not his teammate. Is in the pits, but now back on track. So everybody still racing, everybody still on the track. It almost looks like the same battle, but in a different order than race 1. Already 6 minutes of racing have passed, so time is flying by. Here is the NSN Racing livery linked to Useless Racers by Rob Taplin. And actually, let's see, that last fastest lap from the Pretre, yeah, only 1/10 quicker, of course, than Michael Thomas. So not the biggest of pace advantages, as Bayer goes very wide there. Here's Rafael Xampel. He's followed by Cliff Bilke. He's in P13, not having the race that he wanted, but this is still a long way to go. Let's have a quick look at the race start, shall we? Where that incident took place. Let's see, Fillingham. Oh, what happened there? So it looks like Fillingham went a bit wide, and then Sven de Wilf tapped him. Not the biggest of incidents, but yeah, they waited for each other, so that's why Sven de Wilf is behind. Yeah, is behind Cy Fillingham. Unfortunate, bit of a weird incident, but anyway, for sure at Zandvoort those things can happen. Oh, and we have Thomas already coming up on some lap traffic. Let's see who that could be. That is number 9. Who is number 9? That is Ian Paskin. He came out of the pits. Oh, and he will be kicking himself because coming out just in front of the leaders is the worst thing that you can have. He will have blue flags for ages. He will lose heaps of time. Not what he wants, but at least now he has clean air, so as long as he can stay in front of Michael Thomas, he has to try and stay there, but very, very soon he will get blue flags because, well, there is an obvious space differential between these two. But Michael Thomas, if he can win this race, he will be very much in control of this championship. And Bram de Preter behind. Marvin Mackenberg really pushing. And Ian Paskin already moving aside for Thomas. Will slot him back behind. And now the others need to get through. That will be a bit tougher. Although he does that very cleanly. Well done, Ian. He swallows that pill, moves over, justly lets everyone past. As he should, but it's still painful. He was in the pits. He's already a couple of laps down. So that's not the evening that that you hope for. I feel if Bram somehow can pressure Marvin into a mistake, we could have a race on our hands, but it doesn't look like the Lexus at the moment has the raw pace to challenge Michael Thomas, even if he wouldn't have Bram de Preter under his gearbox for the whole lap. Bartes in P18 still involved in that mega battle. No, that's not true. My timing and scoring just froze. And we're back. It's oh so close. Bram knows he has to try and get through Marvin Meckenberg as soon as he can if he wants to keep that pressure on Michael Thomas. Oh, what a big slide. I talked about Bartes. Speaking of close battles, versus Tommy Kosunen and Tino de Munk. That is a Silver Cup battle for the podium spots here. Tino at the moment claiming that podium spot. So that is Porsche versus Ferrari versus Lamborghini. Really solid driving by the three of these. Very closely matched in pace. Here we can see those nice liveries. Can Bartes make a move into turn one? He's right there. Will he dare to? No, he doesn't. Still 45 minutes left on the clock, of course, so and here in that top 10 pack as well, Taplin, Rollins, Pavlacek, Dore, Huizing doing a good job. This battle still brewing. Cy Fillingham and Sven de Wulf, as we've had 2 retirements, it seems. Not sure who we lost, but Ian Paskin looks like he has dropped out. These guys are battling for last position at the moment, unfortunately, but pretty sure they are having fun. So that is what counts. It is a hobby. Now the gap between Marvin Mackenberg and Bram de Pretre has grown a bit. Can de Pretre stretch his legs? Robert Horvat, he is right behind Dirk Weigt. Oh, it goes for the inside line. Oh, that's almost a big one. Can they get it stopped? Horvat going for the gap. And Weigt closing that gap. Oh, that was very close. Robert will be frustrated with that. He's my former teammate. And he will want to try and get past. He dropped back after the opening stages. Oh, goes for the pass. And makes it stick. Kept it on the inside line. And a good pass. Small touch, but clearly having more pace. But now he needs to keep it on the track, or Weigt can get ahead again in the Prosecco Porsche. In this battle here, what do you think? Still brewing Partes behind Kossunen, behind Tino de Munk. So Sven de Wulf, after his incident with Cy Fillingham in the first lap, in last position. His teammate de Munk in 14th spot, with a big battle on his hands to keep it. The gap in front of him is already 7 seconds. Oh, Sven de Wulf dropping out of the front of that battle. Now can Partes take advantage of maybe a lapse of concentration on the part of Tommy Kossunen. the only finger racing Ferrari racing tonight. But no way Bartes could make a move there. And no, sorry, it was Tino Domink, not Sam de Wilf, of course. Gets back going, only loses the 2 positions. And he needs to go hunt these guys down. So that puts Tommi Kosonen in 3rd spot for the Silver Cup. And so at the front, the gap now 2.1 seconds between Thomas and Mackenberg, and here visually the gap between the Prater and the 2 Mackenberg brothers, 1 second in front, 1 second behind. Very curious to see how the final stages of this race will pan out. Pretty sure this race will still have something in the works for us, as Marvin Mackenberg didn't spot that immediately, but he has taken the fastest lap of the race away from Bram de Peter, so he should have the raw pace to stay close to Michael Thomas, which he is doing, of course. 2.2 seconds now. But at the moment, without any mistakes, that looks like a tough ask. And now here, this battle. The whole top 10 very, very close still, of course. Let's follow Olivier Kouwenberg in the BMW. He is behind Dirk Weigt. Battling it out for P21 at the moment. And the battle in the AM Cup currently going to Ruud Dennis, who's having a good race, but as you can see, I think here he is. He has Stefan Vierlos and previous AM Cup winner Hannah Sung right behind him, so this is a nice battle to follow. Can Ruud Dennis in the Grizzly Racing Lexus keep these two at bay? Dirk Weigt is a bit further back. more seconds, but yeah, Firlos is within striking distance. So we'll give these guys some airtime as well as the gap at the front starts growing. Bayer, Taplin and Rollins are very close to each other, but at the moment everything staying as it is. Bart is still battling it out with Kosonen as well. Sven de Wulf is in the pits, and currently the weather forecast for the next 30 minutes says it is staying dry, so looks like, oh, and the sun goes a bit wide, and that's one position for Firlos, who is now directly behind his AmCup rival. This is the battle that we want to see. The battle is on, that's for sure. Unfortunately, my broadcasting tool decided to not work anymore. Luckily, we are watching this battle, so you can enjoy this while I try to figure out what the hell is going on. I will very quickly restart my game to see if that helps. I'll be right back. And we are back. Yes. And it works. On board with Bram de Pretre. He's quite a ways back now from Marvin Mackenberg. 3.5 seconds. So I think he must have made a bit of a mistake. In any case, we were following the battle between Vierloos and Ruud Dennis, and you saw it on the screen. Vierloos managed to get past Ruud for the lead of the AMP Cup class, but they have Hannah Song and Robert Horvat right behind them as well. So everybody trying to get up the order, and the closest on-track battles at the moment are between Bayer Taplin and Rolands. That's for a top 5 position. So here they are. Lexus and Mercedes. So these guys not giving each other an inch, but everyone line astern at the moment. No big moves being made. 25 minutes left on the clock, of course. But once again, with the absences of Amadeo de Keizer and, let's see, Bulke and Dore not doing the greatest job. This could be a good evening for the team's championship for Team Speculations. Sven and Marvin Mackenberg could take a strong lead there. In the lead from Thomas after 36 minutes, let's say, only 3 seconds, so that's a minimal pace advantage, but yeah, it's enough to keep eking out a gap ever so slightly. 1/10 on the last lap. Oh, and Dirk Weigt battling with Olivier Kouwenberg. Olivier has gotten past. Can he stay in front? That will be the question. Oh, and this is getting very, very close. Paul Heron is right behind them. as are Cy Fillingham and Sven de Wulf. Well, not right behind, but still. And now again, Taplin. Dorga is right behind as well, behind Pavlacek. Everyone keeping it very civilized, but in the meantime, I can already tell you what is coming up in 2 weeks, namely our longest race of the season, 2.4 hours around Mount Panorama, around Bathurst. So an epic challenge that has been on the Masters calendar for years now, and yeah, 2.4 hours will be a big challenge for everybody from the top of the field till the last contender. That will really be a big challenge, so stay tuned for that. It will be an early stream start and a long evening for the drivers and for myself, but for you viewers, you just take your drink and your snack. You stay with us for the whole evening, and I'm sure that the mountain, as always, will deliver a spectacle to mark the halfway point of this season. And the gap now between Thomas and Mecklenburg staying at 3 seconds. Can Mecklenburg start clawing back some of that time? Everybody seems to be in their relative place. Can't really pick out anyone that is making big strides forward or is a lot quicker than those around them. No, not really. So the gaps are settling down, but they are still quite small. So any mistake, and it's very easily made here, as we saw. .9 now for the lead, and indeed just a little bit quicker. Mecklenburg 1/10 quicker than Thomas on the last lap. Now that will not be enough to catch him within 20 minutes, but we saw Thomas struggling a bit with the tires at the end of his stint. Sorry, in Misano, putting him back into the clutches of Bram de Pretre, and so that stint was 45 minutes. Now it has to be 60 minutes. So has Thomas pushed too hard, too soon? We will find out in the next 18 or so minutes of this race. And so for now, it is this man here, Radek Pavlacek, in the lead of the Silver Cup. And it is this man here, Stefan Firlos, in the lead of the AM Cup. Dennis is only, let's see, only 5 seconds back. So he doesn't have any margin for error. And here, Rob Taplin putting the pressure on Kevin Rowlands. The gap at the front now. Ready. And down to 1.8 now. Let's have a quick look at Michael Thomas. Did he have some kind of issue? He's going quite wide now, but not sure. There's no other cars in sight. Anyway, we have a race on our hands. 1.8 seconds between our leaders. And now suddenly this becomes very possible for Marvin Mackenberg. Can he show he has the right speed? Yeah, Thomas lost 8 tenths on that last lap to Marvin Mackenberg. Seems like he might be struggling with the tires. Let's see if the gap comes down. Still 1.6 now. Oh boy, this will be a thrilling end to this race. And now probably all the other battles will start heating up as well, like they always do. Anyway, Thomas has to keep his head cool. He doesn't need to win this race, but of course, in that championship battle, P1 at Silverstone, P2 at Misano, P1 in race 1 here at Zandvoort. You will want to make that 2 wins in a row here in the Netherlands. But he will have to fight for it. It will be a long 12, 13 minutes for Michael Thomas, and equally for Marvin Mackenberg. And still Paul Heron is right on the tail of Dirk Weigt. Robert Horvat still on the tail of Stefan Vierloos. Rob Taplin as close as ever to, let's see, to Kevin Rowlands, trying to go around the outside. Can he make that stick? We saw it at the end of last race. It's a very difficult move to pull off. So you really need everything that you can get. And again, Mackenberg 4/10 quicker in this last completed lap. So we do have a battle on our hands. A battle for the lead of the race and a battle for a possible new winner of the GT3 Masters, at least for this 8th series. That would be a 3rd winner in 3 races, 4 rounds, but 3 rounds, but 4 races. At least the weather will not play a role here anymore, but maybe it's the temperature dropping that is catching Michael Thomas out. 1 degree less could make a bit of a difference in terms of tire pressures. Anyway, 1.5 seconds is still enough. Ooh, and wide there for Rob Taplin. That's not the way to get a good run into the last turn. And Sven Mackenberg also only 1.2 behind Bram de Preter. So are the Lexuses taking advantage of better tire wear at the end of this stint? The last lap only 0.07 of a second quicker for Marvin Mackenberg, so seems like Thomas has regained his confidence after a bit of a mistake, I guess. Ooh, very wide there for Rob Taplin. And that's actually 2 solo-driven cars in the top 10. Michael Thomas is not in a team. Rob Taplin also not in a team driving solo. All the other guys part of some well-known teams within the community here. And the gap at the front now growing again. 1.6. Paul Heron still looking at that rear, beautiful rear of Dirk Weigt. And Rafael Xampel still in 13th position. I have to have a look as well here at Sven Mackenberg, because he's getting within 1 second of de Preter, gaining confidence. The Speculations team, and really going all out, trying to push de Preter and Thomas into a mistake. And I think this will shake up the standings for sure. For the next race, we will have a look at that in 2 weeks' time before the Bathurst stream, but a couple of drivers will drop back a bit. Gap at the front now back to 1.5, 1.3 now. So here we see the two battles. They are in the front. Thomas versus Marvin Mackenberg, and here De Pretre versus Sven Mackenberg. They are very, very evenly matched. Oh, and Paul Heron has gotten past Dirk Weigt. Sorry, we just missed that. And Robert Horvat really wants to get in front of Stefan Vierlos, but of course doesn't want to ruin the AM Cup leaders race, so needs to always, of course, whoever it is, but needs to do it cleanly. And it's not an easy task, which is a testament to the quality of this grid. Disregarding pace, just being consistent, being able to drive your pace consistently and predictably for your fellow competitors is really a big plus. Doesn't really matter if you are quick or not, but if you can be predictable, that's the most important thing. The gap at the front is back to 1.8, and they are negotiating some traffic. So that might have been the reason. Marvin behind Cy Fillingham. And will lap traffic play a role here? It could. Michael Thomas already makes his way past one of the Prosecco Performance Porsches. And Marvin will hope that he lets him pass here on the straight, but I don't think that will happen. It's a bit too far back, I feel. So we'll need to find a way through in the twistier and tighter section of the track. Well negotiated by both drivers, but the gap is 1.7 at the front. Now who does Michael Thomas have in front of him? That is, I think that is a Grizzly Racing car of Ruud Dennis. If my eyes are working well. No, that's not a Lexus, it's a Lamborghini. Who could that be? Has to be Paul Heron then. Is it? Let's check. Yes, it is. Here we are. Here is Paul Heron. He has Michael Thomas behind, and Michael coming up on him on the main straight. So this should be quite straightforward. We have 2 minutes on the clock Will Paul let the leader through? Doesn't look like it, so he will try to spice things up. Oh, this is going to cost Michael a bit of time, a bit of nerves. Oh, and a big crash there for Heron. Luckily, he didn't roll back onto the track and hit Mackenberg. Looks like he did that all on his own, I think. Don't think there was any contact, was there? But just like that, 2 minutes left on the clock. That's how quickly this race went, and Robert Horvat stuck behind Stefan Vierloos for now. Ralph Arella right there in the top 10 with Dore, with Taplin in front, with Pavlacek, P7. Very nice result for him. But there is no way without a mistake from Michael Thomas that Marvin Mackenberg will still win this race or catch him. Olivier Kouwenberg hugs the right hand side and will leave the race leader through the two BMWs. And it's the final lap of the race. But gaps very, very small, and I'm really looking forward to Bathurst already, which will provide a whole different kind of challenge, equally as tight and as technical, but with the walls oh so closer, a lot less margin for error, a lot more punishing indeed. But Michael Thomas will normally take the win here for round 1 or race 1 and race 2 from Zandvoort to dry races, which is a bit unexpected, but they made the most out of it. And the most crucial moves were right at the start, where positioning in the grid slots was key to getting overlap and getting past Marvin Mackenberg, because as we heard Marvin say before the race, if not, it would have been a whole different story. Marvin was geared up and ready to defend with all his skill, but he wasn't able to do so. But Michael Thomas takes the win for race 2 at Zandvoort in front of Marvin Mackenberg and extends his lead over Bram de Pretre, who will finish in 3rd. Sven Mackenberg finishes in 4th. Max Bayer, as the fireworks go off, finishes in 5th. Kevin Rowlands 6th. Radek Pavlacek in 7th position. Rob Taplin in 8th. David Tore and Ralph Arella P9 and P10. Cliff Bulke will finish in P11. And Radek Pavlacek, almost forgot, taking the win in the AM Cup in front of Xander Huizing for TSR Netherlands. Rafael Xampel had a good run for his first evening of RRL racing. 13th spot for him in race 2. Iridius Partis 14th. Tommy Kosonen 15th. Tino de Munk 16th position. Stefan Vierloos 17th. Robert Horvat is still behind Stefan Vierloos. Let's see if he can make a last lap attempt, but Stefan keeps it tidy and will cross the line in front of Robert Horvat in P17. Ruud Dennis will take 2nd spot in the AM Cup behind Stefan Vierloos in 19th position. Hannah Song in 20th. Olivier Kouwenberg 21st. He was a lap down. Dirk Weicht, Cy Fillingham, Paul Heron and Sven de Wulf. So that's your complete standings. And look at how close those gaps still were come the end of this race. So very well done by everybody. No big incidents or bad incidents worth mentioning. Very unlucky for Sven de Wulf and Cy Fillingham there at the start, but still it was a great race, I think, for everybody. Very close, very technical, and not too easy to pass. So it was a big challenge, that is for sure. Now, as we look at the calendar, we look ahead, as I said, we look ahead to round 4 in 2 weeks' time, which is at Bathurst. And oh, sorry, that will not be a 2.4-hour race. That will be a normal 2-hour race. Spa-Francorchamps after that will host the 2.4-hour race. So my mistake, 2 hours around Bathurst is more than enough to prove your worth, I think. Let's see if anyone is willing and able to jump in the booth. Michael and Marvin, that's a nice group to talk to, so let's see. Hey, good evening, Michael. Good evening, Marvin.
Hi.
Hey.
Congrats on 2 race wins, Michael.
Yeah, thank you. I was pushed every single lap until the very end by Marvin, and it was literally just the race starts that won me the races. There was nothing else. We were both just as consistent as each other throughout both races. There was nothing really between us. Yeah, very sweaty, very demanding. But yeah, GG to Marvin and the other podium sitters.
Yeah, indeed, it was very, very close. The race start was indeed crucial. There's a bit of controversy because you were in the first race in front of Marvin. In the second race, it was equal. But yeah, that's what the game allowed. So I don't have anything to add to that. But I know from the interview before the race, Marvin was all ready to defend and try to stay in front. So I think that must have been a bummer twice, Marvin, to find Michael turning in to turn 1 first in front of you.
Yeah, that was a little bit frustrating. But I also felt like I just didn't have the pace in the early part of the races. So I'm not sure if I would have been able to keep Michael behind me. Towards the end of, especially of the second race, I felt like I had a tiny bit more pace. But
Yeah.
it was just maybe a tenth per lap, and that's never enough to actually get past him. I think in the end, both wins are pretty much deserved like this.
Yeah, it was very close, but it yeah, last 15 minutes you had a bit of advantage. So it looked like you were trying to get close, but I don't know. We didn't spot how you almost halved the time between you two guys. You were at about 3 seconds, and then suddenly it was below 2. Was there a mistake from you, Michael,
Yeah.
or yeah.
Yeah, so just coming out of one of the corners, the rear left just touched the grass slightly, and just sent me into a little bit of a spin. So I had to really straighten the wheel, and catch it, and just be safe, not to lose any more time, and then try and recompose myself, because obviously the gap had came down a lot. But as he said, it's really difficult to overtake here anyway, and I noticed on the Delta I always got very good exits from the last corner, so it would have been even more difficult even if he was like right behind me, really, especially with there only being one real overtaking opportunity.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was all come down to I was really bummed in quali, so you know it's such small margins in quali, but I knew from the first race that if I do get a good launch, I can try and hang it around the outside at least.
Yeah, it looked like the initial launch from the BMW was just a little bit better than the Lexus, and then yeah, just the right braking point gave you the opportunity to turn in just in front.
Yep. Each time it was super close. It was like a game of chicken in the second race. Do I hit the brakes and turn across, or do I hit the brakes and leave a gap and trust that he hits his braking point at the same time? And obviously, being a good racer and experienced racer, that's exactly what happened. So I put my trust in him, and it paid off. But yeah, it was super close. Like, it was so close. I've just watched on the replay how close it was into T1.
Yeah,
It was,
second race it was really
yeah.
close.
I was a bit disappointed because I thought I was in a position where I could go side by side, but yeah, the Lexus is not really good in anything but the straights.
Yeah.
I had to go on the brakes a little bit earlier, and I immediately knew that's it. And if you don't make a mistake, you got the win in turn one, essentially.
Yeah, so well, looking forward to Bathurst in 2 weeks' time. Actually, quite a similar track to this one, only with the walls a lot closer. So we'll see if the Lexus is as good there, and if anyone can challenge Michael, or at least stay in front, and see if that can spice up the championship. But at least Marvin, together with Sven, you took a big points haul for the teams championship, where you are have a good lead. So that's at least a big plus for tonight.
I guess the team championship is ours to lose now.
Yeah.
Really hope that we don't win it in Bathurst. It's one of those tracks where you should be happy to just finish the race.
Yeah, it's easily done. Indeed. Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me, and it was epic racing. As you said, it was close. Not too many passes, but everybody seemed to have gotten in their place during qualifying, and everybody was just running their laps and trying to take advantage of mistakes, but there weren't really any big side-by-side actions.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you. And GG Marvin again, well done on the consistency as well. It was crazy.
Congrats on your win.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. See you in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You.
So there we hear it from our race winner Michael Thomas and his closest rival today, Marvin Mackenberg, really pushing him to the limit. And as I said already, let's see what Bathurst brings. Will there be any weather? Will there be a strong Lexus field? Will there be another challenger for Michael? We have Bram, we have our reigning champion Max Bayer also running in the Lexus, so potentially a great race shaping up, and everybody already putting their sights on Bathurst on the 6th of October. As I said in the beginning, if you like the stream, give it a like. If you want to be notified of any future videos, subscribe to the channel. And in 2 weeks' time, we will have 2 hours around Mount Panorama. And I have to say, the last few races, or the last few years where we ran this race in the GT3 Masters, it has never disappointed. So stay tuned and join us again in 2 weeks' time. Have a good evening and goodbye.